Can you guys hear me? Hello, 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 hello. I can see myself. The question is, can I be heard? All right, I'm here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I've never done this before, so obviously there's going to be lots of mistakes made. Hi, Sean. Hi, Matt. Let's see. Awesome, great. Let's see who else is here. Goofy Foot. I'm loving the channel. It's bringing back so many great memories I never would have remembered. Oh, that's so great. Loud and clear. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So hi, guys. I'm Natalie from So-Called Gen X Life. This is my first live stream. Yeah, so I'm just here to answer some questions. If you have any, celebrate 10,000 subscribers. I cannot believe that I got 10,000 subscribers so fast. You guys are amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. So, hi guys. All right, let's see. Bat on my face. Hi, hello. Thank you for loving my channel. Lance, hello. Insightful, Matt, hello, hello. I know, 11,400 already. It's been a crazy few days. The video that I made, it's a Gen X thing you wouldn't understand, has kind of taken off, and it's been great. So if I'm not looking at the camera enough, or if I'm not doing this right, please tell me. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm gonna turn that down and go this way. So thank you, Henzo. I've been working really hard, and it's funny because I have a full-time job. I am a regional manager, not the Michael Scott type, not in an office, but a merchandising manager, so I travel a lot. So I do my videos at nighttime after work, and it's been a lot of work. And because I use my phone mostly, and I use an old laptop with Canva to edit. So like I do it in the most difficult way possible, and it takes forever. So because of you guys and because of all the subscribers, I've been able to monetize the channel, and I've made enough money now to where I'm building a computer, and I've got a camera and a new microphone, and I'm setting it all up for live streams. And yeah, so there we go. This hot spice cider is awesome. Ah, yay! I'm glad you're celebrating with me. Thank you so much. Aw, Alvy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is super cool. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat for me. I'll try to get to them as much as I can. Hi, Susie. How's it going? That's so cool that you're here. Oh, Oro, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I guess I'll just talk a little bit about kind of how I got started, and then kind of what my plans are, and answer any questions that you have. We're here forever. I'm just out on my porch. If you have a Capri Sun, that'd be great to drink. I do not have one. I have a Coca-Cola because I've been branded really good. The marketing gods got to me early. It's been, I've been drinking it for 40 years. Lord help me. Anyways, new bestie. Hi, Dash. Oh my gosh. Rosario. Hi. How's it going? Yay, another Coca-Cola drinker. And I'm a Gen Xer. I don't drink alcohol, but I do live in a legal state. So hallelujah for that. So anyways, so if you haven't seen the intro video of my channel, my name is Natalie. I was born in 1977, which technically makes me a Gen Xer. I grew up in a small town in the Midwest, middle-class family, graduated from college in 2000, graduated from high school in 1995. And I loved my Gen X childhood. 80s and 90s pop culture was my thing. Like, 80s movies and TV, like there is so much knowledge in my head because I was such a nerd that it's just my jam. And as entertainment started getting so hard to watch, all the current stuff, it just wasn't entertaining. I started really diving into old stuff that I hadn't seen in a long time. And that's kind of, I thought, I love this old stuff and it's very nostalgic and it's really cool. But at the same time, like with all the stuff that's happening today, it's like, were there people back then manipulating the news? And why were we taught the things that we were taught in school? And kind of like the whole Gen X experience, the 80s and 90s that I loved so much, like how much of that was manipulated and kind of controlled, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it makes any sense. So, so yeah, I just started thinking about, we all watched 3 channels, like hundreds of millions of people, we all watched the same things. And how easy was it then to control information and how we learn things and the things that we were able to know about politics and culture and what we were doing around the world and all of these things. So I know that's kind of not what I've been doing in my videos lately. I've been really diving into the nostalgia, but that's what people really like. And so I'm doing that. But moving forward, as I grow my channel and I start doing things on like Discord and Twitch and all of that and Patreon and start building all that up, I want to really kind of dive into a little bit more of the criticism of our childhood and not just so much, sappy nostalgia, but I love the sappy nostalgia too. So, anyways, so, yeah, Gen X was the last generation to have a normal childhood. I completely agree. I think the internet ruined everything. And it was so crazy because it was such a cool thing when we were in high school and college and at the beginning of it and how neat it was. But I'm so thankful that I didn't have social media in high school and college because Lord help us. I mean, it would just, it's ruined our kids, it's really hurt our kids and our grandkids. And I don't know. So I just kind of want to get back into looking at stuff from the 80s and the 90s and in the 70s and, and kind of maybe do a little scrutiny on what was going on back then, but at the same time celebrate it because there is so much good stuff, like entertainment wise and pop culture wise. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Oh my gosh, I got some super chats. Holy crap. Like I said, I've never done this before, so bear with me, but oh my gosh, you guys, you're amazing. Goofy Foot, aw, thank you so much. 1970 Gen Xer, first of many live streams. I agree. I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis. I'm getting a studio set up in my house. And like I said, I'm getting the computer built and everything. And so over the next couple of months, my goal was to do it on the 1-year anniversary of the channel, which is November 29th, which happens to be my 47th birthday. I got monetized on my 46th birthday last year, like 3 weeks after I started, which was pretty cool. So thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Cedar Stuff, congratulations on 10K, 79 UK Gen Xer. Oh my God, thank you so much. I think that's the pound sign, right? 10 pounds. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Let's see, what else we got here? Love the channel. Darkest Owl, thank you so much. Woohoo, glad you're excited. Bat on my face. Some of these names are great. Let's see here. Nick knows stuff. I'm doing it correctly. Well, thank you. I'm trying to kind of start small, and I just never dreamed that this would kind of build up to what it's become already. I mean, it happened so fast. And so yeah, I really kind of want to start doing it full time. I actually have a degree in journalism. I worked as a sports reporter, a television sports reporter, back in the late 90s and early 2000s in the Kansas City and Topeka markets. I covered the Jayhawks, the Chiefs, the Royals, all that stuff for a long time. So I had a lot of experience in regular news and journalism, but I just, like by 2002, 2003, I was like gone from corporate media because I just couldn't handle it after 9/11. Like it just opened my eyes to things, and I couldn't work for corporate media anymore. And so I got into other stuff. But anyway, so I have a background in journalism and producing videos and writing and things like that. So this has kind of been a dream come true for me to how well this has gone so far. And I would really love to build it more and really build it out and hopefully maybe do it full time in the next year or so. And that would be insane. And the other thing is, oh my gosh, okay, I'm trying to get myself all straightened out here. But so like what I really want to do on like the Discord and the Patreon and the Twitch and all that as I learn it, because honestly, I don't know anything about it and I'm learning as I go. But what I really want to do is I want to watch old TV shows with my friends, with my people, and then we can sit and watch them and talk to each other about it, because I'll be watching, like right now, I'm rewatching Another World, the soap opera from like the 80s and the 90s in order, because I'm a total dork. And I'll be sitting there watching an episode and something will happen. I'll be like, oh my God. And I just want to talk about it. And there's nobody to talk about it with. So I really want to build a community where we can kind of get together a couple nights a week, maybe more. And we could watch old TV shows, watch old made for TV movies. Like, remember the old NBC Monday Night Movie or whatever, and just kind of get together and watch old stuff and talk and reminisce. And I love all the guys that are doing this stuff on the current things with the Marvel and the Star Wars and all that stuff, but I kind of want to go back to the stuff that was really good that I loved and talk about that kind of stuff. So oh, the soap opera videos are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Eric Stormtrooper, Gen X72. Congrats. Thank you so much. I should probably be looking at these a little bit more. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm still new. Let's see. Some of the old stuff needs the Mystery Science. Yes, the MST 3K treatment. You're right. You're right. I think that would be a perfect thing to do. We could all do it together. That's the fun part about it, right? So we could watch old movies and old TV shows and just totally put our own commentary in and talk about it and enjoy it again. There's so many things. It's funny. The other thing about it is when you watch stuff as an adult that you loved as a kid, and like it's like a whole different movie or a whole different show because you're watching it with adult eyes after all your life experience and whatnot. So that's a thing that I really want to dive into, watch some older shows with adult eyeballs. Like for instance, like Dirty Dancing. Like, I loved Dirty Dancing when I was a kid, obviously. I mean, I was a 12, 13-year-old girl watching Patrick Swayze. But if you watch it now as a parent, you're like, baby is awful, and she needs to be disciplined immediately. So, stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of want to create a community where we can all watch stuff together and talk about it, and and just kind of enjoy our childhood, and with nostalgia and with some criticism at times, because there's a lot of criticism that needs to be done, but a lot of nostalgia as well. So yeah, so let's see, what else do I want to talk about here? I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. What kind of questions do you guys have for me? If you have any questions for me, let me go ahead and look. Let's see. Charles in charge. Hi from Cali. Let's see. Lance, born in 70, 53 now. Hi, Lance. Let's see. Roz rules. I was born in the 80s. That's all right. You're allowed. That's another thing I want to talk about is like the generational lines. I made a video a few months ago called What is Generation X? And it shows how the definitions of the generation has changed multiple times over the last 20, 30 years. It originally was defined as 1961 to 1971. And but then I think they're called the Joneses now, or the Jones generation, Generation Jones. And so you went to high school in Overland Park in Lawrence, Kansas. Hi, Goofy Foot. Lawrence, rock on. So anyway, the Generation Jones, I think it's called now, but 61 to 71. And then later it turned into it. They pulled the baby boomers to 64, and then started Gen X at 65, and went all the way to 80, and then started millennials at 81. But I love being Gen X, and like I said, I wouldn't change it for anything. But I find it interesting that 65 to 80 are the years when, as a person born in 77, I feel like I have more in common with somebody born in 1982 or 1983 than I would with somebody in 1965 or 1966. So the generational lines are really weird to me, and that's why I love the Xennial or the Xennial micro generation, because I think that's really cool between 77 and 83, because it's such a unique time period, because we were kids in the 80s, we were teens in the 90s, we were kind of Gen X, we're kind of millennial, we didn't get all of the internet and all that stuff until we were in high school and college, really college, and cell phones and all that stuff. So it's just a cool generation to be a part of. We're the last of the last as far as the pre-internet people, and remember a world before all that. So you know, I like to dive into stuff like that and generational theory. And so I got all kinds of plans for the channel, all kinds of different videos I want to make. I wish there was 100 hours in the day so I can make more videos. But with the new equipment and stuff, I think I'm going to be able to start doing more content more often, and then all the live stuff. So let's get to the questions. Let's see here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm learning. Am I ever going to do videos on fad toys? Toys is definitely on the list. Let's see. Wild Orchid ended in 80. If Late Gen Eps keeps doing this extension, we'll have the 60s born and push you as a millennial. I know, it's a weird thing. I think that with, you know, it's weird, like, who created all of the generational lines and who decided all of that, you know? I don't know. And with technology changing so fast, I think that you have to change how you define generational lines. It's weird because the experiences are so different now in almost like 5-year increments. I think we're going to have to, I think generations are going to get smaller and smaller. Let's see. Torchwood Gal, my favorite show was Knight Rider. Absolutely. Who didn't love Michael Knight? Little David Hasselhoff. Square Pegs, absolutely. Let's see. Eric, I recently started rewatching Moonlighting. Such a great show. Oh my God, Moonlighting is so good. I love Moonlighting so much. Bruce Willis, I might have to do. I'm going to do a video in the near future about 80s dramas that our moms watched that we all love. I loved because my mom watched them. Moonlighting would fit into that category. Let's see, like Heart to Heart and Remington Steele, you know, shows like that, like all these shows that my mom watched that I would have never watched if she wouldn't have, but that I did, and I loved them. So absolutely. Let's see what else. Square Pegs, Jamie Gertz, love that. I talked about that in my last video. What were my favorite shows growing up? Well, my all-time favorite show, #1, is Little House on the Prairie. I know, I loved Little House on the Prairie. I read all the books. The TV show was my jam. Pa was the guy. As a matter of fact, I live about 3 hours from the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum in her home, where she wrote all the books and everything. And I'm actually going to go there in a couple of weeks. I'm going to take my camera with me just to record a little bit while I'm there. But yeah, Little House on the Prairie was my favorite show growing up. A-Team was one of my favorite shows. My first crush was on Dirk Benedict, who was Faceman on A-Team. I also love The Incredible Hulk. I still, to this day, watch The Incredible Hulk regularly. There is something about Bill Bixby and David Banner that is just like my favorite thing in the whole world. What else did I watch growing up? Everything that I played on that video, it's a Gen X thing, all those shows, those are my shows. You know, Small Wonder, Out of This World, you know, Kids Incorporated, California Dreams, Saved by the Bell. I mean, I literally watched it all. I was that much of a nerd. I really was. It really was. So yeah, those were kind of a lot of the shows that I watched growing up. Let's see here. Baghead, time to rewatch V, right? I need to figure out where V is. I think it's one that you have to buy on a streaming service. It's not one that you can get easily. Let's see. I know I've got super chats. How do I find how these super chats work here? Let's see. Dash Rendar, 1975. Oh, I've been watching all your videos. Love the nostalgia. Best shows of our time. Love you. Thank you so much, Dash. I appreciate that. That is so cool. I'm going to learn how to do this. There we go. Let's see. What else do we got here? Lance lives in Kansas City. Cool. You're a Missouri person too. I live in Missouri. I'm not going to dox myself a little more than that, but I do live in Missouri. I do not live in a metro. I'm not in St. Louis or Kansas City. I'm in a small town, but I am in the Midwest. Let's see here. Dash, we watch Nerdrotic and Ripa too. I love Nerdrotic, love Ripa, love Critical Drinker, love all those guys. I watch Friday Night Tights pretty regularly. I think those guys are great. Let's see here. Let's see. Lena, $10. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I don't know if I mentioned that one or not. Cedar, I did yours. Goofyfoot, I did yours. You guys are so great. Like, this is just so cool. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. These super chats are gonna help me buy my subscription to Adobe Premiere Pro, because I'm learning how to edit with Adobe like the big boys. So so thank you very much. All the money that I do make on this channel, I put right back into it to try to improve my equipment and just to try to build the channel and you know, do some, hopefully be able to do more cool things as we go. So thank you very much. I'm also gonna start some merch here pretty soon, some Gen X merch, but I'm gonna be very selective about it. But you know, we do love our merch. So some cool 80s and 90s stuff. I'm gonna put that together here before too long. And let's see. Well, I do movies also. There are some forgotten gems of the 80s. Yes, I actually, one of the very first videos that I made, back, I think it was in January, was 30 80s video, or 30 80s movies that deserve a YouTube reaction, because YouTubers always react to like Back to the Future and, you know, all the big 80s movies, which they should. But there's like, I mean, y'all know when we were growing up, we would go to the video store every weekend and have 4 or 5 movies that we would rent. And you know, it didn't have to be a summer blockbuster. It didn't have to be an Academy Award winner. There were just tons of movies that you could, mid-budget, low-budget movies that you could watch, and they were good movies. Romantic comedies, good suspense movies. So I did a video called 30 movies that 80s movies that deserve a YouTube reaction, but I'll definitely get into that more. I'll definitely do some movies, some forgotten movies. That's another thing that I'm going to do now that my channel's kind of grown a little bit, is kind of get more purposeful with the videos that I make, have kind of a plan as to what I'm going to make and release, instead of just, this sounds like fun, you know? So, so yeah, Just One of the Boys, good one. Air Raid 73, love that one. That was on my list, I think. Yes, it was on my list of 30 movies from the 80s. Battlestar Galactica from Sean, loved it. TV show, original. Do you want the 70s version with Dirk Benedict, or the 2000s version? Because, you know, they're both pretty great. Let's see, Dukes of Hazzard, Bo. Yo, Bo Duke's first crush, absolutely. He was the blonde, right? That was John Schneider. Bo was the blonde, yeah. So, good stuff. Let's see. Ooh, Alien Nation. I forgot about that show. Oh, Sean, thank you for reminding me of that one. Let's see. Anyone remember the live-action Disney movie, The Apple Dumpling Gang? Yes! I loved 1960s live-action Disney movies. There was The Apple Dumpling Gang. There was The Gnome-Mobile. And then I loved the musicals, The One and Only Genuine Original Family Van and The Happiest Millionaire. Those are my jam. So, yeah, anything with Don Knotts in it, yes. I've seen every episode of Andy Griffith's show and Three's Company and all of that. So, absolutely. Our House, great suggestion, Thomas78. Love that show. Yeah, there was some, I was putting together a list of 90s dramas, like early 90s dramas, like Our House and Life Goes On and Northern Exposure and stuff like that, shows. But like I said, there's just so much, and I don't know how to organize myself and get it all together. So we were so blessed as Gen Xers to be able to have all of this amazing media to go through. Ooh, another thing that I wanted to do when I do my Patreon and all that, I wanted to not just do TV and movies. I also wanted to kind of like pull up like big news events or major cultural events of the 80s and 90s and kind of watch news reports about them and kind of talk about them now. For instance, like the Iraq War when it started in 91 and CNN became a big thing, or the Challenger explosion and all of the conspiracy theories surrounding that now, or when Reagan was the attempted assassination on Reagan in 81, or I would love to go back and watch like old news reports of big news stories that were happening when we were kids and kind of look at them now as adults. So I think that would be interesting, because you know, things that happened back in the 80s and 90s and 70s even, those same political players are still, a lot of them are still in power now, and a lot of it connects in ways. So I think that would be fun. I don't want to get too into politics, definitely not current day politics, but I'd like to look at old news stories and kind of talk about them and reminisce and what we remembered as kids and kind of look at them with adult eyeballs. So yada, yada, yada. I'm talking a lot. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Outer Limits and Tales from the Dark Side. That was a good one. Is that Micatone or Mikatone? Love those shows too. I love anthology series. Obviously, Twilight Zone being the GOAT. But I loved those kind of anthology series myself. When Buckwheat got shot, Air Raid 73, Saturday Night Live, good stuff. I would love to do some Saturday Night Live videos as well. I definitely grew up on Saturday Night Live when it was funny. And I remember when I was in college, we would watch Saturday Night Live and then we would go out to the bars. I know. It amazes me that we were able to do that back then. It's 10 p.m. Do you know who your children are? Exactly. The Mystery of Al Capone's Vault. That's one we want to do as well. Definitely want to do that on a live stream. Watch Geraldo try to find some treasure. I remember watching that when it happened. It was like, womp womp. Nothing there. Oh, Seaster. Hey, there's my brother. He's in the chat. Hi, brother. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Let's see. Anybody else remember Eddie Murphy Stand Up Raw from Drew? Yes. Raw and Delirious. Those were the tapes that you would trade with your friends. Those were the raunchy stuff that you had to keep hidden from your parents. But if you got a video of Raw or Delirious, absolutely. Let's see. What else? What else we got? Murder of Crows. This year is the 30th anniversary of My So-Called Life. Some of us from the old My So-Called Life mailing list are still in communication. How cool is that? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I actually, see, this is what I'm talking about. If I would have been more organized with myself in this channel, I would have had something prepared for the 30th anniversary of the premiere, which was like a couple of weeks ago. My So-Called Life, obviously, I used that for the name of the channel. For a million different reasons. It's My So-Called Gen X Life. It's apparently I'm Gen X, but a lot of times it doesn't feel that way. So I said My So-Called Gen X Life. And the other thing is that Xennials or Xennials, the 77 to 83 kids, one of the names for that micro generation is Generation Catalano, after the character of Jordan Catalano from My So-Called Life. I think because every person born between 77 and 83 either wanted to date Jordan Catalano or wanted to be Jordan Catalano. I don't know. It's always also called the Star Wars generation because it was between the Star Wars movies and then Oregon Trail kids, because of the Oregon Trail stuff in our schools for us. So, ooh, baby Jessica falling down the well. That would be a good one, Jan, for a news story to go back through. I remember when that happened. Because it happened during the World Series in 1987. And the Cardinals were in the World Series, and it delayed one of the openings of the games, the news coverage of that, and I was mad. I was like 9 or 10. Yeah, I know, right? I probably shouldn't admit that, but it's true. Anyways. Sit, Ubu, sit, Matt. I love it. Let's see here. We go back through. All right. Jordan Catalano couldn't even read. Oh, I know. And the other thing is, it's really hard to separate especially now, the character from the performer, the actor. Because I don't know. I used to love Jared Leto, but yeah, the last few years he's made choices. Let's just put it that way. Drew Michaels, Faces of Death gave me nightmares. Yes. I kind of think, you talk about that. I kind of thought about viral videos before the internet, and Faces of Death was kind of one of the things that I had on the list. For some reason, those videos gave all of us nightmares, and yeah. But it's weird how we passed around videos or things got around to all of us before the internet, before the internet became such a big thing. From the Faces of Death to the Star Wars Christmas special, or the Trey Parker and Matt Stone's Christmas video that they did. They got them South Park. I can't remember what, Jesus versus Santa Claus. So anyway, I know I'm talking about all kinds of things. I'm going all over the place, but that's how my brain works. So there we are. Let's see. Chernobyl would be a good one. Absolutely. I haven't actually watched the HBO series. I started it and then got sidetracked and never finished it. So I definitely would like to get into Chernobyl. Let's see. Action Jackson. Ooh, Requiem for a Dream. Jared Leto was good. Yes, he was amazing. That movie is like so good, but you can only watch it once, really. That's not a rewatch. That's a tough one. I mean, that's a tough one. What about great music? Nicole Jewell. I tell you what, I made a video called the 100, or not, it was all the #1 songs of the 1980s, and it was this neat montage from the very first one of the first week of 1980 to the last week of 1989, and it was just like a couple of seconds of each song. It was super cool, and it cannot get past copyright no matter what I do. They keep telling me that I'm using 10, 15-second clips of each song, and I'm not. I'm only using like 2 or 3 second clips. But music is really hard to do on YouTube, I've found, for me so far. I don't know how these reaction channels get away with it and how they do it without getting copyright claims. But yeah, I would love to do more stuff about music because 80s and 90s music is so great. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't really gotten into music very much on my channel yet, is because that's like the hardest thing to do with copyright. So let's see. Paul says Chernobyl is brilliant, one of the best ever. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to definitely watch that. Maybe do that on Discord or Twitch or just, I don't know, Patreon, whatever. I have to figure it out all first. But yeah, maybe watch a show like that. That'd be something I could do too. We could watch shows about stuff that happened back in the 80s and 90s. Because I think one of the things that really messes with my head is when Gen Zers will get on and talk about stuff that happened in the 80s and 90s that they weren't around for, and it's like, no, that's not how it happened. I was like, I lived through it. I remember it, and that's not how it happened at all. And so that really messes me up. So maybe we could watch some shows about stuff that happened back when we were growing up, like Chernobyl. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's just all a mind meld. Sean X, Matlock. Woo! Love me some Matlock. Love me some Andy Griffith. Like, love Andy Griffith. My stepdad is so much like Andy Griffith. It's amazing. Like, even from the southern drawl and the slow cadence of how he talks, and the southern wisdom and the funny sayings, and just, it's so great. I love me some Andy Griffith. Let's see. Miss McGillicuddy, hey, I just want to say that I really dig your channel. Much love and God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oral the Nymph has to run, but I look forward to the next live. Thank you so much for coming in. I super appreciate it. The Day After. I've got to do something about The Day After. It was literally filmed in Lawrence, Kansas. I went to college on the set of The Day After. So that's definitely something that I need to do a video about. Lance Chafin says the after school specials. I did do a video about some that are free here on YouTube. But I definitely want to go into after school specials more as well. Let's see here. The clothes and styles that Gen Z goes thrifting for has me floored. I know. The cool thing, I kept so many clothes and shoes from the 90s. I still have Abercrombie and Fitch jeans. I still have J. Crew khaki pants. I still have my Birkenstocks that I bought in '95. My Doc Martens that I bought back then. I could never bring myself to get rid of them. So yeah. Raw 13 or XIII, just stumbled onto your channel. Love the content. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. So much 80s anime. Voltron. I gotta be honest, that would be my blind spot when it comes to pop culture, is definitely anime and animation, all of that stuff. By the time 80s cartoons rolled around, like, I watched stuff like Muppet Babies and, you know, the girly stuff, Shirt Tales and, you know, Gem and the holograms and stuff like that. But my cartoon knowledge is lacking. I will admit to that. So that definitely, for my own, for my own knowledge and information gathering, those would be good videos to do. Kind of dive into that topic would be good. Let's see. All right. Jan Leonard says, I tried to scare the shit out of us with the TV movies and specials for teens. They did, but you know, I like it better than the way we coddle kids now, you know? Like, it was just like, this is what life is, deal with it. It's kind of nice. Instead of being like, you can't handle it, go to your safe space, you know? Let's see. Alrighty, so, we've been doing this for about 35 minutes now. You guys are so great. I super appreciate you all hanging out with me. Let's see. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now over the next couple months, I'm getting my computer. We're going to do that. I'm going to start my Discord and my Twitch and my Patreon. First I got to learn how to do it all. And then I'll get it all started. So I'll let y'all know what I'm doing when I get that going, so we can start watching old TV shows and movies together. I want to kind of like set up a primetime schedule, kind of like we were all watching TV together in Friday night 1987. So we get together on a Friday night and we'll watch, you know, it doesn't have to be the late, like we watch Silver Spoons and Family Ties and Growing Pains or whatever, and then we can watch, one night we can watch a made-for-TV movie, and one night, you know, we can, and I want to do, during the day, I'd like to do soap operas and game shows as well, and do that, and then also the news stories. So like I said, I got lots of plans. Hopefully I can get it all put together over the next couple months and get a nice schedule started and let you all know what we're going to be doing. My next video will be coming out hopefully tomorrow, maybe Thursday, and it is a follow-up to the Gen X thing video. It is primetime shows that you forgot about unless you're a 1980s kid. So that's gonna be fun. I have a Passions video coming up. Victor, I see that Passions is the only soap you watched. I have a deep dive of Passions that's taking a long time to write, but I want to do it justice, and I want to, it'll be my first like deep dive for a series kind of a video, so I'm taking my time with it, but that's definitely coming. Let's see. Were I part of the overalls trend of Kansas? I was not. I was not in the overalls trend. I missed that one barely, but I know what you're talking about. Love the Forgotten Shows videos. Thank you so much. Let's see here. So yeah, that's kind of all I got. I know I'm not really stretching this out to an hour, but I think isn't there a debate on or something? I'm sure people have other things to do. But yeah, so if you guys want to join my Facebook group, that's in my channel description. I also have an email there if you want to send me things to put on my community page, like old pictures or stuff you want to share with me for future videos. I collaborated with Brian, one of my subscribers, for the Press Your Luck video that I just did. So, you know, if you want to reach out, shoot me an email. I'm still living in the 90s like that. That's the best way to get a hold of me at the moment. That's all my face has. Thank you, brother. Jayco Jeans. But yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, definitely that's the best way to do it. And then as soon as I get all of the Discord and Patreon set up, I will let you know. Other than that, yeah. Any more questions? I'll wait a little bit, just another 30 seconds or so to see if anybody has any questions for me. And if I missed your super chat, I super apologize. I'm learning and I appreciate you helping me out to learn, and thank you for those. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Jan. Appreciate it. And yeah, I want to create a community, guys. So I want to be able to talk to each other. It's not just about me in any way. It's about what we loved as kids growing up, and the world we grew up in that we missed so much and really wish was still here. But yeah, so talk to each other, get into the comments section, send me messages if you want to see something specific. If you have any ideas or you want to share something with me, please do so. But other than that, I think I'm going to go ahead and check out, and I will talk to y'all later. I'm going to go get back to editing. Thank you all for showing up. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your congratulations. Is it Ben? I think your name is Ben. That says congrats on it. It's B. Techner. I think your name is Ben. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. And I'm going to head out. Bye.